So this video here, or show at least too, let's come back here to the Dune Woods camp area, and there's a bee really buzzing around my head with some vigor. But you can kind of see it out there in front of that thing. It is really not liking me, man. It's going that way and this way, and oh, now it's decided to hover by shoes. Nope. Ah, the soda and the lemon juice. Well, I can't promise you nothing about that. He definitely has some interest in me or something around me, so we're gonna let it back off for him for a second. But I won't hurt a bee, that's for sure, because, well, the planet needs more bees. I think he might have started. Nope, he's checking out the fire / barbecue pit. Where do you go after that? Who knows? But today was interesting when it came to firewood, especially because all that firewood, and we actually left some, was just found in 2 different spots. People left it behind, so I'll still be going out there and grabbing wood to cut it into smaller pieces to use, but I won't have to do it with as much urgency, I guess, because you can see those logs right there. And where that bee went, I don't know. Hopefully he went to go find something sweeter than my head to buzz at. Hopefully. Hello, one person. But so that was kind of nice to be able to find that. And goodbye, one person. So Indiana again. I guess everybody was saying that the ones at nighttime were, for obvious reasons, a bit too dark. So started a little bit earlier today. Stephanie at the moment is indisposed in the bathroom building, which is over there. So it's kind of nice. Both of these ones, the one that we were at before, is actually directly across where you see these people here in these tents. It was right to the, from the way I'm facing, it's to the left of that from the view you're seeing. So thanks for the like, whoever left it. But anyway, people were saying, I guess, that it was too dark at night. And I guess another thing, is this America? Raven Modi says in chat, is this America? Yes, it is. It is Indiana. Actually, northern Indiana would be the best way to put it. It's right up by the lake. So basically the bottom little bit of the Lake Michigan of the Great Lakes in America. In the United States of America, rather. Hello, 15 people. Like and subscribe. There are donation links in the description, because we've been driving around and camping and everything, and gas is expensive and everything's expensive nowadays. So if you want to help out a little bit, that'd be great. Nobody actually has donated yet, but you can be the first one. What is the minimum age limit to be a fighter pilot in America? I have not a clue. There would be a thing where, I guess, if I were not to be rude, but just trying to be funny, I would say Google is your friend. I don't know. I have no idea what the age to be a fighter pilot is. I mean, I take it would be 18 to somewhere in your 20s. But I mean, you can join the military, I know, by the time you're out of high school. So I take it to be about that thing, but then you'd have to go probably through so much training. But maybe that training would take a year or two, so maybe about 20 years old is the average one. I don't know. Who knows? Why do you want to be a fighter pilot in America? But I was just taking a small little gander at the surroundings, which is nice. It is a nice campground and everything. I like it. I've never done it before these 2 or 3 weeks, so from that I like it. This one's kind of cool because we didn't find all that wood. If you see, they had like controlled burns, so there's all that wood laying about. Oh, and the other thing, since I guess you watched before and after or whatever, was about my breathing. Well, my breathing's pretty bad sometimes because I got asthma. Do I notice that when I'm walking? No, the only time I noticed was when we were at that outlet mall, and that was because my feet were swollen, which I now have support socks on. It got better over the last day or so, but they were starting to get that way, which happens to me every once or twice a year. Hopefully less, but you know, by some point the day before yesterday, they were like, ooh, that was loud. They were double their size, so it was not fun. So that day at the outlet mall, besides dealing with a little bit of that starting, I also had pants that were literally sliding off me So I would try to keep up, and it was more the fact of like at that pace, my pants would slide off. As hilarious as that might be. So, and as for the breathing thing, that's just the way it is because of asthma and all that other stuff. But you can see how it is with this campground. That's what I mean about wood. Like there's a lot of spots next to this one where there's this kind of wood for the taking. And to everybody here again, like and subscribe and everything. When she gets back out here, we should be eating, and then before it gets dark, I at least want to grab one of these pieces of wood and start hacksawing it into smaller pieces, because we have, I mean, that'll get through a night plus for sure. You know, if we were to sit out here, and it is nicer this week than it was last week, but you know, when we do that too late, nobody can see, I guess. So yeah. But I understand some of the people like it when we go places and do things during the daytime, and yeah, that's awesome to do. And it's nice when we know the stuff about it too. That's like, we went to that flower garden. I wish I knew that stuff when I was walking around that house, as opposed to after I'd already walked around it. Because I really like that house and that flower garden. Like, I don't really say that too much personally as a person, but if there was a place I would like to buy to live, it would definitely be that place. But as long as we got time without filming that, first of all, there's a thumbnail. If you're wondering what the thumbnail is, it's right there. That's what it is for this video. You notice sometimes I'll stop and see, and there's a nice picture. I don't know how that'll come on the lens, but you see the little star thing going on. What do you want to call it? Lens flare? I think it looks pretty cool in the little... right there. Kind of cool looking. But I figured as long as we got a little bit of time, I'll just take you guys through the bathroom area. I'll take you guys to the bathroom. Well, not quite. I won't go into the bathrooms or open the shower stalls. What I will do is show you around them. That wouldn't be too nice. But there's this area too, which I think both me and Stephanie kind of cleared this up. But what you see that one right there, and I'll show you guys. See, support socks. So the support socks brought my feet down where they were like 2 times their size yesterday before I slept. And part of that sleeping in the front of a car, it's like everything drains, and I have edema from my veins are bad, put it that way. Like it's everybody else. Arms work, legs don't. But you got a camper sink to clean stuff. Get all that all the way down that way. Got all the showers. I feel like over that way, that's where we were before, like the past 2 weeks. And also, if you can see in the dark, it all was like right there ahead of us in that space. I guess next to that one. And there's a spot able to grab some logs from. But all right. And look, it's a neat recycling bin. And, well, I used to play that game Fallout 4, so it looks like bear-proof trash can, but it's an animal-proof trash can. And recycling. Such fun. And, of course, we might as well just, like, grab one, right? Let me... see, I still have the same problem, so let's do this. I don't know what angle you'll see me at, if at all. I have to fix this, because the outside one's still... That was the thing too that day. I was also wearing these things. Oh, no, I wasn't yet. I take that back. Out of the mall. But, so like I said, we might as well just grab things if we're gonna go back anyway. It's kind of like I keep the camera straight. It's kind of like a first-person point of view for anything anyway, right? I was really sad with the one logs we had though, because they contained a whole ant colony, and they, as you can imagine, weren't too happy to have their home be a little fire and a fire. I felt bad about that. I really did. Trying to make it my policy not to kill anything unless it's really like in my space or invasive or something, or dangerous, obviously. Interactive wood picking, but maybe one of those bigger ones. Usually I grab the gloves, able to get a shower for the first time in a couple days, which isn't that pleasant either. But I figure maybe this could be something interesting to see why you guys are waiting for her to get back and why we're just hanging out here for a minute. Now usually these things will be sorted and separated. I'm not going to sort them and separate just because we're just kind of hanging out here, but they can go in the pile. You can tell that one from that whole controlled burn thing. And like I said, when first time we got here, that if we wanted to utilize those, we were welcome to do so. And so it's a good point. Buying wood, which is somewhere between $5 to $7, $8, which we wouldn't be asking people, which is a nice transition to saying, you know, there are donation links in there because everything's expensive, extremely expensive. And furthermore, anybody who actually did donate via the links in there would be the first person to actively help through that. Not that I haven't got other help, like the spot here, my friend generously kind of donated money for, which so we're able to stay here through Friday afternoon, so he was able to do that. The one church I go to was able to help us out with gas and 2 other cards and stuff a couple weeks ago. We tried doing the flea market thing, which we didn't stream from. We're gonna be doing it again. We got there a little bit late. I did it for like over a year and a half in the winter, spring, summer, fall, but we just got there a little bit late. We were $11 short of making the spot money back, which is the money you pay for the spot to sell stuff, which might seem obvious. And then another friend who doesn't know how to stream, who'd be Patty, said, here's the money you lost back, because it was a gamble, but the stuff we got free from that garage sale, I wish we could have taken all of it because there was other stuff to sell there. And of course, always thinking about the charity portion of that. There are times recently I wonder whether that's a good policy in the near future. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, things are provided and, you know, you respect those things, you know. I don't know. See, I'm sorry, people. So anybody watching this later and is like, apparently people are watching it later and like, what was that? That was me having a phone call that I had to answer because it was from the people that I caretake for. I caretake for an older gentleman who's my best friend's dad. During this stuff, everybody's been kind of really great about it. It's, but honestly, in part of some ways, probably I needed it too, you know. I probably needed this as well as anything else, and other parts of it are absolutely kind of, well, not the best, and other parts of it are fine, but for the parts of it that are fine is, you know, I was caretaking for people, and they were fine with me kind of stepping out, and because honestly, when it comes to somebody else going around doing this stuff, which you already started LoveIzALL stuff, and them going around in these areas by themselves. Well, it's usually not a good thing, you know. Matter of fact, when she was coming here, the first thing everybody kind of said was, "Oh, by yourself," you know. So I mean, it's very daunting, I know. And are things perfect? No, of course not. Nothing ever is, but I guess it goes to the old adage: you don't always get what you want, but you get what you need. You know, from the Rolling Stones, which is a very, you know, from the song version anyway. But I mean, you guys get what I'm getting at. Basically, you get what you need most of the time. I'm sorry to the people that got bumped, because there were like 5 people here, but I had to answer that thing. It was basically about a letter I have about my ongoing SSI case, which was just a letter from my lawyer saying we need to talk June 20th, and you have hearing at the end of July, which you guys are praying, people, and there's anybody watching this, that'd be great if you'd pray for that. I need that to basically try to elevate my station. There are ways I can do it too, but without that income source, it makes it way harder, which is part of the reason I'm doing this too. Besides just reaching out to people and starting different stuff and streaming different things, and there's streams on here that are unable to be seen because they're from, as you could say, part of the previous identity of this channel, which wasn't like anything horrible or anything. It was just that it doesn't fit the same aesthetic that it does now. And there goes the nothing. And there goes the park guy Tom, who's also named Tom. We met him the first day, and his name is Tom as well. And he drives around here. He lives, says he has Trent. Remember you? Well, I've seen people named Trent on here a few times. Not sure which Trent you might be, but I'm waiting to get any, you ever been to Gay Porn? Oh God, that was horrible. I mean, phonetically it works, but it's still kind of bad. I got my eye. Trust in God, remember? Oh yeah. Trent, I do remember you. Yes, you got it. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see how it works. But anyway, I was explaining some of the backstory stuff. Stephanie's taking a shower, which, you know, we left here Friday. We left here in a huff because not the same guy that you just seen, whose name is Tom, but another guy came around and Cushmaster, that's just wrong, man. Tricked me once, fool me twice, kind of thing. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? Oh, he came around and said, you know, you weren't really gone to like a 1:10. You're supposed to be gone out of here by noon. So it was a bit late, obviously, but hopefully he gets back soon. I think now smaller wood. I'll get the bigger wood off camera because it's hard to hold this thing and then actually pull a bigger log around. They are, well, they're not really heavy as much as they're like ungangly. But I do remember you, Trent, and how you doing? How's everything going? I know you've already liked and subscribed. Oh. I've always been bored. I've never been bored enough to actually troll people. But that's a different story. But anyway, so that was the backstory for most of it. And then just been out here. I mean, here comes that bee again. That bee really likes it over here. There's something he wants. I hope it's not me. It seems to be me. It seems not like me being here. But I'm not sure if that's, well, yeah. I used to, there he is again. I used to be in Knoxville, Tennessee for a while, and I had bees that would come and They lived on the porch, basically. They were carpenter bees, and I trapped a couple, and admittedly I let them go. I don't usually have a problem with bees. It must be. I mean, the thing is, you like look there. There's nothing earth-shattering there. There's nothing that makes you scream bee area or something that he doesn't want me. She probably doesn't want me getting too close to. But seems to make part of its regular fight path. But when I used to sit at my porch in Tennessee, the bees wouldn't even. They would just fly around me. They were carpenter bees. Some would even just land on me, but they were inside the. Basically inside the things. I can't even think about it. The railings. Okay. But that was like with the carpenter bees. Yeah. Well, there's Stephanie back. It is.
Yeah, this is charged.
Okay.
You put it in the case.
Wow.
That cord goes in there too, but the white part doesn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang this stuff up. I washed it in the shower.
Oh, I gotcha. What I was saying is the carpenter bees were stuck inside the railings, and I had a problem with them. But this one seems to tell me to literally buzz off. No pun intended. I don't know why. There's nothing here that I can see that'd be like screams bee, get away. But something. And in a minute here, I'll move to this tripod thing so I can put this thing away, and I'll put it on the tripod. Yeah. So we all had a nice little talk. Stephanie was away. And the sky, which is that? Okay, I thought that was a bee again. It's little bugs. I was like, come on, guy. I ain't doing nothing but sitting here. But I'll show you guys as long as I can hold the camera at the right angle. I can see how that is. And before, like this one especially, this thing was so swollen that it had to be. This whole thing, you can kind of still see how it is, how it's bigger. And that's good. That's nothing compared to what it was like. It was full blown, like, bloated. It did hurt. It was aggravating. We went to a church yesterday at 6 p.m. because we missed the one at 9 a.m., which was a sad thing, especially if, not sure if he's really know he's seen of the streams, and I know he might have liked the stream or two. I'm not sure if Pastor Israel actually comes here and actually views the rest of them. He might. If he does, hello, and sorry to miss you yesterday morning. It was, circumstantial. But we won't do it again this Sunday. Saturday should be the flea market thing, which should be interesting. This time trying to stream it too. Might as well let it go for that day. And then hoping to make some money to continue on down the road this way. That way, rather. It shouldn't be that difficult with the stuff we got, but it was just a little bit late getting there. Because it's about 25. And made almost all of that back within the first 40 minutes of being there. And then from then on, besides I think one thing, for like $2 or something, nothing much happened. So, but that's the way that place is. It's better to go Tuesday, but Tuesday we'll be out here. It costs gas money to go from Indiana to Illinois, and then from Illinois back to Indiana, just to be there for like 6 hours or so, just for 8 hours out of the entire day. So, difficult. Yeah, I left those there for a reason. Those actually fell. And it was kind of funny because you said unfortunately it happened to another vehicle you own, so I kind of funny that the same thing happened, but it was only little sticks. But the weird thing is they don't look like they should all have fallen together. That's what's kind of weird about it. But they did.
Pull each other down. Like they'll all fall into one spot on the tree, and then finally something shakes them loose, and they'll all fall like.
Together like that.
Squirrel will go up there during the day. Like squirrels will go up, or birds are moving around, and then it ends up making them all fall down. Yeah.
You got it. So.
Yeah, big, huge, gigantic ones when it's not even a windstorm or anything, that the squirrel will go up and a big, huge one will fall down because it's been stuck on the top of a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you gotta
I wish
know
I could
where
film
they
the pretty
are.
dogs. Hello.
Beautiful dogs.
There's these people going by. I don't know if you can see. I'm trying not to film the vehicle too much, but if you see there, you might see these beautiful dogs these people have. I think they're Rottweilers. I believe so. But they're big boys. That's for sure. I'm going to switch now to... seems like some kind of news anchor thing. I'm going to switch now to Dan Rather live in Iraq. That, I don't know why Dan Rather would be in Iraq. Maybe he was, though. Hold on. So there's
You
that.
gonna put it on the tripod?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. Things kind of funny. It's like a torture rack for
My
phone.
nails need attention.
I told you about that.
Are you gonna? Well, yeah. If you want to help me, but are you gonna put that on the headset?
Oh no, I already started
Well,
it.
then you'll have to stop it and restart it. You had it, right? You have them?
They're in that small bag in the back. Or my small bag in the back. The one I got from the garage.
I handed you my blue
No.
ones.
Yes. I know what you mean. Yes, they're in that small bag I got from that garage sale that the lady said I had for free. Which was interesting. It was a $10 bag, even though it definitely is a small lady's backpack purse, but I don't care. I use it inside that car for my stuff. I really don't care.
Seriously, a kid uses it's not like it's got pink glitter on it or something.
No, it's not like, I mean, it's a black backpack, but it's...
It doesn't look like a one's thing. It is, but most people aren't going to know that. Just based on the brand.
Most people aren't gonna know.
Well, most won't, because brands can make more.
True. Readings. My haircut that I had, if you go back into things, is already gone.
Dude,
I need another one.
Stuff all the time.
It's nice being 47 and still having all your hair and having a full head of hair. I don't like the fact that it grows so fast. It costs money. Unless I want my hair long, which isn't as cool at 47 as it was as 27. Or 17. But now you're on the tripod and it makes it harder to see how many people are here. 4 people, 5 likes. Appreciate the likes within 30 minutes. Apparently we go to the headsets, so it has to be turned on and turned off again. So almost be like I got the phone call. Which was kind of a funny thing. Mary ended up calling me while I was going out with these people and collecting wood. And she accidentally opened a letter from my lawyer. And the whole conversation was her saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go through it. You know, I'd never get it."
Are you online right now?
Yeah.
Why are you saying all that online?
Oh, I don't know.
That's kind of rude.
No. No, she knows. But
You know she didn't mean to.
no, I know that too. But I said I don't care. She read it anyway. That's what I told her.
Right. No, that's true. She can forever read her mail.
She can. I really don't care. There's nothing in it, whatever. Well, I mean, for the most part, there'd be nothing, I guess. But I can't foresee of anything that's under the mail. I don't really care whether she sees it or not. So you want me to restart it, eh?
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, we need to both be on the headset so that it can hear me and I don't have to yell because we're at a campsite.
Okay, that's fine. In that case, I don't know, 3 people watching. I'll leave this one with this because it has gone on for about 30 minutes.
You guys will like it better because we'll both be on a headset, so you'll be able to hear us.
Yes. Hearing is good. Yeah, so I'll just leave it with this. The same old thing. Anybody watching it after the fact, like and subscribe. There are donation links in the thing. When you watch it, who knows? It might be 10 years from now. You don't need to donate a thing.
Subscribe on mine too at LoveIzALL.
That is true. I needed.
And there's Facebook as well and Instagram.
There is. There's a thing I need to.
LoveIzAll and LoveIzAll 1.
Well, you know what I need to know is how do I go into chat on here? I've never gotten to where I can actually see where I can enter stuff, because then all I can do is it says all this other stuff.
Well, you can just talk to them.
Well, I know, but if I could put the links in there, all I have to do is click, click, click.
No, I usually just put the links in the.
I did the thing from before for the. That's true too, but I always did the thing before from the laptop when we were at home.
Right.
So I would always take the
Well, like,
laptop, have it as a.
You can go back on the other ones and put the links in the descriptions after the fact.
Right.
So that then they just have to go to any of the old ones and click on it.
Well, in that case, I'll leave you guys at that. See you guys in a few minutes. Come on back. Thank you. Goodbye.